and welcome to these daily recaps. I just want to say that I have begun my live journey of day trading August 1st. So, for you guys that don't know, I've been sim trading for approximately, let's just say, a year. I started off in the futures market, and then I transitioned over to the stock market, namely because my friend is a full-time day trader and he runs an asset management company and he does this professionally full time. So I came along to the stock market to learn from him. I just want to cover the trades that we did, the wins, the losses. It's very psychological actually to going into live and actually, not using simulated money and actually using real money. But nonetheless, I want to cover the trades. I'll put a screenshot right now of our August 1st trades. So August 1st didn't go so well as a very first day for day trading. The market was very choppy that day. Almost every stock did not have, like, it didn't pick a direction at all. Just choppiness, up down, up down. Um, so I don't necessarily think it was any fault of my own and my playbook. It was just it is what it was that day. And after fees and commission and conversion of the currency that day, we went down 161.27. So a pretty large hit on day one of trading live, if you ask me. But going into day two, we know that every day, each day is independent of itself. We're gonna I'll put a screenshot of the actual like trades that I took, but we did trade AMD on August 2nd, namely because it was earnings for AMD the previous night. As you see down over here, it had its earnings and their numbers and their guidance had mixed results and all of that. So we didn't really fully expect or know which direction it would want to pick that day. Nonetheless, it was definitely a stock in play. We did want to see a pop up to the high, but nonetheless, that pop up did not happen on August 2nd for AMD. So we ended up, I'll just look at the 5 minute chart for now, just so it's cleaner. So if we zoom in here for AMD, right off the bat, it just completely dumped. It completely dumped off of VWAP, and then I'll go back to show you the main entry that we took. But all right, there we go. Just zooming out this way. So it completely dumps off of VWAP off the open, and these black lines are my yesterday's high and low, and 2 days ago high and low, and they're just key levels that I look to see how the stock reacts on them. So essentially, it dumps right off of VWAP, breaks that key level, comes up and holds nicely. And then this was gonna be my first entry. I was watching XPEV and I got an entry on a good entry on that one, but we missed the first entry on AMD for yesterday. And then when it pulled back, when it like was moving away from this key level, yesterday's close was here. So Monday's close was right above here. So I was waiting to see how it reacts at that key level, and it respected it nicely. So my entry was right at that yesterday's close level, and we ended up riding the move literally all the way down. Here, I'll just if I zoom it out, we ended up riding it all the way down to here, catching a nice move on to the short side. And on that day, we basically made back what we lost on the first day. All right, almost made back after commissions. We're not fully back to break even, but nonetheless, a very, very great trading day on AMD. Going into August 3rd, so today I want to cover what we traded today. And again, we traded AMD and we traded Shopify. Shopify and AMD, or AMD, I was looking more for its second day move, and then Shopify, it had earnings last night, so I was definitely looking to see that stock being in play. And let's just say it wasn't the best day today. It was very psychological, I would say. It was more of heavy mistakes on my end, namely, yeah, just second guessing every entry that I possibly could take, and also not taking the entries that I wanted to take, and then taking a bad entry also. So, nonetheless, the stock does a nice 5 minute opening range breakout if you wanted to take it, but my ideal entry was gonna be, and I totally missed it right here at VWAP. After it completely engulfed this candle and dumped to VWAP, and this next candle matched it and started climbing back up, we were looking to get in for the long. Nonetheless, I didn't enter. Next, it gave me a second shot to enter, and it pulled to VWAP, close to VWAP, holding the 9 EMA, and nonetheless, once again, didn't enter out of hesitation. The stock ended up moving up in my direction and consolidating at the R1, where I proceeded to enter in for a long position here for the breakout, and we got stopped out, having a stop loss below the consolidation. But ideally, I could have had it a little lower, but I didn't. And for tomorrow, I am definitely changing how I have my stop losses placed, because that's what I noticed. I've been getting too stopped out prematurely too much go when I started going live. So we took a loss here today, and then I went back in for the long for the breakout, and I have no idea why I had a stop loss there. I had my stop loss at 30 cents. Terrible entry, but we got stopped out, and then I knew the stock wanted to go in the direction. It looked very good in terms of the uptrend, so we got back in, and we had a stop below this consolidation, and we added in here, and then we wrote it up to the R2, took out a partial, and just rode it all the way to the top to the key level just up here, and then we ended up getting stopped out down here for break even. So we did catch a piece of the move, but very terrible hesitation and entry on my end in this portion of the early morning session. At this point, after these hits here, I was on Shopify. I took a few hits there, and we were down 146 on the day, and it was very crazy. But at the same time, I tried not to let that affect me, and I think I did a pretty okay job at being able to manage the positions later on, because we did bring back our loss from negative 150 to negative $39. So I I'm trying not to focus a lot on the profits as much as I am on the actual execution, because I'm still starting out. Like, I'm not gonna I shouldn't be expected to make $1 million, you know. I'm just here to get a feel for the live environment, see how my psychology works while trading, and just try and manage positions and execute the positions and the plays, and not focus on the money. So that was AMD. We made some profits here, and yeah, we got stopped out for break even right there. And then we went to Shopify to manage that position. But before I jump to Shopify, I just want to say, obviously, in hindsight, it always works out. But it was a nice 5 minute pullback to that VWAP level where it formed a nice doji, all on below average volume. And then, as you see, the volume started picking up. So after this, so the doji here, the green doji, the volume is higher than the previous one. And then, honestly, this would have been a beautiful entry as it picked up for the breakout, and a continuation to the upside on the 5 minute chart. Very clean price action on the 5 minute, and I think I need to look more at it and base my entries off of it, or my execution off of it, and maybe find good entries on the 1 minute chart. Nonetheless, we caught a little piece of AMD, but very much a lot of hesitation in the beginning. Shopify. Let's jump to Shopify here. Shopify, I have no idea what I was doing in the beginning at all. My brain, after the few hits, did take a little toll on me. Nothing too crazy, but yeah. So this first one right here was not even a trade at all. Like, my hand just hit the button, it slipped, and then I was like, wait, what the heck am I doing here? I got out, and it was like a $1 or $2 loss, but I didn't like that. So you might be like, oh, he's doing a 1 minute opening range breakout. No, my hand just slipped on the button. It was hovering over it, and then boom, clicked it. And I was like, game. I didn't want to do that. Anyways, yeah, I don't like getting in too extended from VWAP also, but at the same time, I've hesitated multiple times on AMD when it was actually near VWAP, and it gave me an opportunity to get in. On simulation, you're fine clicking getting in, but on live trading, yeah, it definitely plays with your psychology a little bit. which I need to work on that part, and that's what I'm noticing in myself. So yeah, so this trade, I don't know what that was. What ignore that one. But this nice move up and then it completely engulfs and dumps down. A lot of the other days that I've noticed, Shopify always loves doing a false breakout and just dumping to the downside. So it's above VWAP and then boom, straight collapses it, or like a engulf reversal, and takes the move down. Um, Nonetheless, we tried taking that play with a stop above VWAP. So I think this was a very good play. It is one of my plays also in my playbook. So I took it, and I'm happy I took it, and I didn't hesitate on that. But nonetheless, we got stopped out, and it is what it is. uh, Price moves back up, and it makes a new high. And then I was playing the high of the day break. I got in. Honestly, as soon as I got in, I regretted every decision that I got in. I just got in out of FOMO because it like skyrocketed and shot up, and I didn't want to miss the move. But yeah, guess what? I took the hit on that one too. And then after that, I decided to wait and see what happens. It did another crazy engulf pullback, another crazy deep pullback, and then this next move up here, when it completely lost the VWAP, I got in, and again, my stop loss was at 30 cents. I need to adjust that going forward for every stock relative. I need to stop doing that. I got stopped out. Nonetheless, it did move in my direction. So we missed this move here off of VWAP, but I waited to see again how it reacts to yesterday's close. And it broke yesterday's close and it held nicely. And as it held nicely, I got in with this time a stop above yesterday's close. And that was very good. And we were able to ride the move downwards here, catching it at the pivots all the way down, partialing in, adding out, all of that good stuff. And then we eventually we added in back here, and our break even got moved just up here where we got stopped out for break even. And then this was also the pullback that in the live moment that we saw. And so I decided to actually re-enter. I re-entered right here. I took a partial just at this double bottom to see how it would react, because also you don't know if it's gonna break or reverse back up. Nonetheless, I moved my stop to break even, and we got kicked out. After that, it did a very nice pullback to the key level, close to this key level, where a nice doji, and the price ended up reversing all the way down. So looking in hindsight, it's like, damn, you could have taken those trades, but your psychology really does play with you. It was a very nice 5-minute move on AMD, and Shopify after 10 o'clock. Very nice move just to the downside. But yeah, I'm happy I was able to execute a portion of each trade, but I definitely need to work on the psychology aspect of trading itself. I just need to develop that part and work on it more. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below or just send me a message. I'll do my best to help you guys out and give you responses to the best of my knowledge that I have gained in the last year or so. But I will, if you want, I'll actually put a link in the bio of my friend's channel or page for day trading, and he's the professional. So if you want, you can even ask him, and he definitely knows his stuff. But yeah, were the daily recaps of since my live journey, ups and downs. I'm gonna document everything on the way, make adjustments where necessary. And if you guys are just starting out, whatever level, hopefully you guys can gain some knowledge from this, well, no matter what aspect it is, whether it's the mechanical, the strategical, or the psychological aspect, and just follow me along on this journey of day trading that I wish to take, like my friend, full time, and journey on this endeavor. So yeah, thank you guys, and have a great day.